Before we begin, take a moment. Seriously, pause whatever you're doing. Loosen your shoulders, unclench your jaw, grab a coffee, tea, water, or whatever convinces your brain that everything is fine. You don't need to do anything right now. Just listen. If you enjoy where this goes, like the video, leave a comment, and share it with someone who has recently looked at the clock and thought, how is it already that late? All right, let me ask you something that sounds obvious. What time is it? Not what does the clock say, what time is it actually? Because now feels incredibly real. You are experiencing it. You can't escape it. You can't rewind it. You can't pause it. Time seems like the most fundamental ingredient of reality. But physics has a problem with that. In fact, some of our best theories suggest something deeply unsettling. Time might not exist at all, at least not in the way you think it does. Let's start with how time feels. You remember the past, you experience the present, you anticipate the future. This direction, past to future, feels baked into the universe. You can't remember tomorrow, you can't visit yesterday. You move forward whether you like it or not. This feels so obvious that questioning it sounds ridiculous. And yet, when physicists write down the equations that describe reality at its deepest level, time barely shows up. The fundamental laws of physics don't care which direction time points. Flip time backward in most equations, and they still work. Which raises a disturbing question. If physics doesn't care about time's direction, why do you? The answer usually given is entropy. Entropy increases, disorder spreads, systems go from ordered to messy, ice melts, eggs scramble, stars burn fuel, and because entropy increases, the universe develops an arrow of time. Time flows in the direction that entropy increases. But here's the thing, entropy doesn't require time. Entropy is a relationship between states. It describes which configurations are more likely than others. It doesn't explain why you experience a moment called now moving through those states. It explains change, not experience. So where does the feeling of time come from? Well, let's zoom out. Einstein showed us that time is not absolute. Two observers moving at different speeds experience time differently. Clocks tick at different rates depending on velocity and gravity. Time slows near massive objects. Time slows at high speeds. Time bends. Which means time isn't a universal background ticking away evenly for everyone. It's flexible, context-dependent, personal. Already that's strange. But modern physics goes further. In quantum gravity, our attempt to merge quantum mechanics with general relativity, time starts to disappear entirely. Some formulations of the universe don't include time as a fundamental variable at all. Instead, they describe the universe as a static structure. No past, no future, just everything, all at once. This idea is sometimes called the block universe. In a block universe, all moments exist equally. Yesterday exists, today exists, tomorrow exists. They are simply different slices of a four-dimensional object. You don't move through time. Your consciousness traces a path through an already existing structure. From that perspective, time doesn't flow. You do. Now pause. If that's true, then the future already exists. Not as a prediction, not as a probability, as a place. Which means your birth, your death, and every moment in between are equally real. You are not heading toward the future. You are already there. So why does it feel like time passes? Because memory is asymmetric. You carry information about the past, not the future. Your brain records low entropy states and compares them to higher entropy ones. That comparison creates the sensation of motion. Time feels like it flows because your brain is a memory machine pointed in one direction. You don't experience time, you experience change. And change only feels directional because of entropy. Now let's make this more uncomfortable. If time is not fundamental, then causality might not be either. Cause and effect feels sacred. Press button, thing happens. Drop glass, it breaks. Everything you do feels like it causes the next thing. But at a fundamental level, physics doesn't require causes, only correlations. Events are related, not ordered. The universe doesn't need a before and after, it just needs consistency. Which means the universe might not be a story unfolding, it might be a structure that simply is. Now let's talk about the present. The present feels special. This moment feels more real than yesterday or tomorrow. But physics doesn't agree. There is no universal now. Two people moving at different speeds slice space-time into different presents. There is no single moment that everyone agrees is happening right now. Which means now is not a feature of the universe, it's a feature of you. The present exists because your brain needs a reference point to function. It's a cognitive convenience, a compression trick. The universe doesn't highlight a moment and label it current. You do. So if time is not fundamental, what is fundamental? Relationships, correlations, information. Some physicists suspect that time emerges from entanglement. When systems become correlated in complex ways, an effective notion of time appears. Time is not something things are in. Time is something things do. It's bookkeeping. And that means something profound. If time is emergent, then it can disappear. In the very early universe, time may not have existed. Near black holes, time breaks down. At the end of the universe, time may lose meaning entirely. Time might be a temporary feature of a universe that hasn't settled down yet, which makes your existence very strange. You are a creature evolved to navigate an illusion, an extremely useful illusion, one that keeps you alive, one that lets you plan, regret, hope, and remember. But still an illusion. And here's the twist. If time is not real in the fundamental sense, then the universe is not heading anywhere. There is no cosmic clock counting down to the end. The end of the universe doesn't happen after now. It exists elsewhere in the structure. Which means worrying about the future is like worrying about another page of a book. It's already written, you just haven't read it yet. Now, this doesn't mean your choices don't matter. It means choice might be a different kind of thing than you think. You don't choose the future into existence. Your choices are part of the structure. They are real because they exist in the block. You deliberate because deliberation exists. You decide because decisions exist. Meaning doesn't disappear when time does. It relocates. Meaning exists locally, in patterns, in experiences, in relationships between moments. Even if time is fake, experience is not. Right now, whatever that means, you are a process that feels, thinks, wonders, and listens. That process exists whether time flows or not. And that's the quiet punchline. You don't need time to matter. You matter because you are happening. So sit with that for a second. If this made your sense of reality wobble just a little bit, in a good way, like the video, leave a comment with the moment time felt strangest to you, and share this with someone who constantly says they don't have time. Because maybe Time was never the thing you were running out of.